welcome back, episode 6. Glad to have y'all with us here. So, first things first, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel build, helps us reach a larger audience. You know, a little bit. We're not asking for no money yet, but it's the free things that you do that take us a lot further than any amount of money could ever do for us. So, for your viewing pleasure, please leave us a like. But today's topic, we're gonna finish up just because WandaVision has recently ended, so we wanted to talk about the final episode, talk about the end scenes, the end credits, and just get into it real quick. What we got from it, what we liked, didn't like, and So Sean, go ahead and go first, I guess.
Oh man, so I love how they established a sense of mystery in the show. They did a good job with sort of making just a little, just drop a little nuggets here and there, just like, okay, not everything is the way it seems, but you'll find out more later. So it was really like the first 3 episodes. I'm like, yo, it's slow, but I stuck to it. I think it was around the time where the 3rd episode hit, where Wanda gives birth, where I'm like, okay, there's more going on. Monica Rambeau shows up, and man, it just automatically picked up for me when you see Monica Rambeau being what's it called, brought back from the blip, the reverse snap that the Hulk initiated. I'm like, man, that was dope. And just showing the effects from different perspectives, it really just helps expand the world even more than it already has been expanded. So I found it really impressive. Monica Rambeau, she grew on me. I liked the younger Monica Rambeau that they showed on Captain Marvel. She was an adorable, likable character. Now she's matured. She's very resourceful. She got along really well with what's his name, Wu, and he was really, I liked him a lot on Ant-Man. Like, I thought he was funny. His fascination with magic, with the little magic tricks with the card that Scott did was funny. So the characters grew on me. I liked how they brought Darcy back randomly, which I didn't expect. Oh man. And then once we got to the point where you're learning more about what Wanda's really doing and how she's altering reality, and her power is so complex, you get to one point where it shows just how she amplified her powers. She already had powers, but they all got amplified through the Mind Stone. So when that all happened, man, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, they're doing a good job sort of answering questions, and they did a good job pretty much closing everything up to the point where you're like, okay, they just expanded a lot of ideas. They expanded a lot of things where I'm sure they're going to have to address, because I'm pretty confident. I don't want to talk about theories. I really just want to talk about what we saw, but judging off of what I saw, and even what Agatha said to Scarlet Witch, I want to say on the 8th episode or 9th episode, she tells Wanda how, like, oh, what you're doing is chaos magic. That makes you the Scarlet Witch. And Agatha, she's knowledgeable toward magic. She's been around far longer than Wanda. So that little book that she had, the Darkhold, that's a very important book. And I want to say at some point, Doctor Strange, he's going to have to get his hands on that. A little later on, he's like, he gonna be like, I'm gonna need that book. I'm gonna need that because you're crazy and you're dangerous. I know who the Scarlet Witch is, but that's a different topic. But the fact that Monica at one point was addressing Wanda like, hey, don't let yourself become the villain. And Wanda's like, maybe I already am. I'm like, yeah, man, that's already like a clear foreshadowing right there. So I know I'm jumping a little, back and forth with a couple episodes, but just jumping to the end where you see that astral projection of Wanda going through the Darkhold. I'm like, I think she wants to bring her kids back, because we already know that Vision, he's back. All of his memories are uploaded. He doesn't need the Mind Stone anymore. I'm like, there's a lot going on where I'm like, it's gonna really open doors for a lot of cool stuff. So with that said, WandaVision, that was one of the most unusual shows I've ever seen, but it worked out. I'm like, there's a lot that they did where I'm like, I don't know what they're going for. It kept me asking questions, and I think it tied up a lot of loose ends and in that the show had, and it closed up really nicely. So I think we're off to a good start with this new phase of the MCU. We got Falcon and the Winter Soldier dropping next weekend, so I'm gonna be all up on that. But I'm genuinely impressed with this little first, you know, this introduction to the MCU shows, because it's some dope stuff, and it was well crafted in my opinion.
No, definitely, I agree with you. It was like my only like I enjoyed watching the show for sure. Like as soon as I think the first 4 or 5 episodes were already out by the time I started watching it, and like went through those 5 episodes, and I was like, okay, like this is some heat. Like I can get into this. Like I can, like I don't know, like I'm a huge Marvel fanboy, and like I was already gonna love it. But then like yeah, watching it and seeing how it was playing out, I was like, okay, it's different for sure. And like the main thing that like I heard was like dealing with grief. So like with the episodes, like they start to go into different patterns. Like there's denial where you're not even accepting it. Like with that first scene where the like the guy was choking on the like bread roll or whatever he had eaten, and the wife is like, "Stop it, stop it, stop it." She's just like saying that, and like nothing's happening. And it's like you can't accept that this is going on right next to you, or like what's happened. So like that was kind of Wanda with accepting that Vision has died. So there's that phase, and then there's the acceptance, and then there's anger. Like you're just mad. So like it's going through all the stages that like all of us are gonna feel one day, or have felt before. So I don't know. It was very like a like human esque to where like they play on your emotions with the show, and then also like yeah they did a good job of introducing a lot of new characters like Agatha Hart or whatever her name was, like exactly. She was like known
Agatha Harkness, I think. Yeah.
Harkness, yeah, like she was known for being a teacher to what do you call it, Scarlet Witch. So like for her to come in, go from that role, she still taught Scarlet Witch some things, but then like turned out to be a villain. And like at the end of the day, like Wanda used what Agatha like taught her to leave her locked inside that little neighborly body. Like, oh, you're gonna be the nosy neighbor from now on. So like she kind of switched all that around. That was good. And then like I didn't even know like her sons being Wiccan and Speed. Like I've seen Wiccan a couple times, but like I was surprised. Like, oh yeah, he's Scarlet Witch's son. So like they did a good job with that. And yeah, I'm very interested to see like what else they have coming. But like my only thing against it was like that final episode was like kind of weak. Like it kind of seemed like a show for moms. Like it seemed like the action, the drama, or I don't know. It just seemed like too like if I was a mother, I could relate to this. But like like we some kids, or we not even kids. Like we in our 20s, and like I'm not trying to watch some show where like it's a single mom, or not a single mom. She was just a mom, wearing sweatpants, had a hoodie on, and she's fighting crime. Standing in front of her husband and stuff. Like she literally had like Vision was trying to help her, and then she just kind of like benched him. She like benched him and like pushed him back down to earth. I'm just like, what is going on here? Like I don't know. Like it was like some women empowerment type stuff. So I don't even know. Like, but yeah, overall, like it was a good show. I enjoyed it. Can't even complain. Looking forward to Captain and or Falcon and Winter Soldier. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. And only other thing I'll say, I respect the fact that this was more character development for Wanda Maximoff and Vision. I was a little weirded out by the whole thing that they did with what's his face, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, but for the most part it was still cool seeing him. He's a good actor. I enjoyed him in some of the other stuff I've seen him in. But for the most part, I'm sure they're gonna open up more doors. I see this as a really cool sort of I don't know how you call it, more of a like offbeat kickoff toward a bigger phase, because they the stuff that got announced, I'm like, yo, they already own the X-Men now. Disney, I'm sure they have a lot of stuff planned. Kevin Feige, he's done a lot of cool stuff at this point. I feel like he knows what he's doing, But for the most part, I'm excited to see what's going on. We finally don't we finally don't have to just talk about it anymore. We see more stuff happening. It's kind of gonna feel like it's back to back content this year. We got Bucky and Sam for, Winter Soldier and Falcon. We got Loki coming up. We got Black Widow film. We got the Hawkeye show, bro. Then we got the Spider-Man movie and the Eternals is dropping. Yo, come on.
It's
Come
a good
on,
year.
bro.
It's a good
But
year.
other than that, man, WandaVision, it was a dope show. It felt more centralized. It didn't go too crazy. Like a lot of people were expecting that another character named Mephisto was going to show up, which he's the equivalent of like Lucifer the devil. Um, Apparently a really powerful character, but I'm glad they played it safe and kept it fairly basic. They introduced and expanded on that realm of magic in Marvel. They name dropped the Sorcerer Supreme, who was basically that the ancient one, the bald lady that was on Doctor Strange. For those of you that don't know, I'd highly recommend checking out Doctor Strange. But I feel like they expanded on just enough where I'm like, that this is something they're gonna go back to later on, and they kept it simple but complex at the same time, to the point where it left it left a smile on my face. But yeah, the finale was, they played it safe. They did a couple things where I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting them to. I'm still wondering if Monica still has her powers, but if a scroll is walking up to Monica like, hey, we want you to go to space, I'm pretty sure the scrolls, they infiltrated. They're sneaky. Shapeshifter just like, nah, she got powers, bro. Like, we want you to go to space. We gonna have you, link up with Captain Marvel, and you're gonna use the power. So I'm pretty sure that was permanent. Like on a molecular level, when they talked about that, that was permanent. So yeah, I like how they mainly took themselves serious. They had some cheeky, lighthearted moments, but that was probably one of the more dark tones that I've seen, next to maybe, I don't know, Captain America. Captain America had a more serious tone. It wasn't necessarily dark, but yeah, as far as the delivery and the storytelling and the expansion of the MCU and the world building that they're working towards, it was awesome, and I'm beyond excited. So for the most part, like, all we can do is just wait and see what Marvel Studios does next. Um, I don't even know. Like, if I were to put a score on it, man, I'm a solid 9 out of 10, bro.
Okay, I respect that. If
Yeah,
anything, I want to give it a 9. I'm probably gonna give it I'm gonna be a high 8 for mine, just because
high.
of that mom feel, man. That mom feel that I got from the show. It was hurting me. But much love to WandaVision, Kevin Feige, everybody that worked on the show, the people that we don't even get to see. Like, yeah, much love to all y'all. Y'all did your thing.
Absolutely. But yeah,
Um,
we gonna close it off here. Um,
Yeah, real
yeah,
quick, just like to announce, coming soon. We're gonna have the Twitch. We're gonna start streaming games on there and start, being more interactive with the people. So we're gonna find and set a date for that, and then as soon as we get more information, you will get more information. So, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. The 100 subscriber challenge is still going on. Shayon had to work today, so if you missed hearing his beautiful, luscious voice, then just know it's gonna come back soon. So, yeah. On that note, our day went well, and hope yours went too.
absolutely. Peace.